Hey, I'm Hunter Nance. I qualified for the Players' Championship through an at-large bid. I started playing Magic in Avacyn Restored. Technically, I had bought an intro deck from 5th Dawn, but that doesn't really count. And then I started playing competitively. I mean, I traveled to a couple of Grand Prix, but I can't really say I started playing competitively until probably last year. Playing in the Players' Championship is a very big deal to me. At the beginning of the year, it wasn't even a consideration. I basically top-8'd 2 opens that I went to in a row, and then I was like, well, I looked at the leaderboard and I was like, this is actually something I could potentially do. And I went for it and just played opens and IQs all the time, and just making it here is a really great accomplishment for me. I'm really excited. I mostly prepared with people at my local store, Game Theory. I tested a decent amount, and also I'm playing the same decks I've been playing forever, so in some way I've already pre-tested in that regard. But I definitely tested a good amount in order to tweak my decks and talked a bunch with people about what we expected and how that should affect my lists. My experience on the SCG Tour this year was great, just because it's really what pushed me from being like just an average player to being a pretty good player. I still have a lot to learn, but I don't know, I've really stepped up my game, I feel like, this year. As far as the biggest challenge in the past 2 months, it's probably just deciding on... So I was so far ahead on points that I felt pretty safe, but there was a lot of times where it's like, well, I want to hang out with friends, but kind of also want to go to New Jersey to make sure I lock it up, stuff like that, and it was hard to decide, and so I actually wound up doing a bunch of math to decide, okay, I think I'm safe, and then being able to, balance Magic and also just my personal life as well. Coming up short at Opens has definitely been very disappointing, but that said, if you make it to the finals of an Open, you can't be too disappointed in the weekend. It's just kind of the fact that it's happened 3 times now does sort of make me a little disappointed, but the fact that there is still that first place trophy that I still have to strive for, it does give me something to keep focusing on. Winning the Players' Championship would be a far greater accomplishment even. I would be ecstatic, not only just because then I'd be qualified for next year, get a ton of money, and also just the sense of accomplishment of winning such a large tournament with so many great players. I don't even know how to describe what that would be like.